Well, hello and welcome to At Home today. We're so glad that you could drop by. It's always good when the family gets together. We are continuing in our series of Harvest Month, which is this month, all month long, that we're bringing to you some ideas what to do with all the bounty that's coming in from your gardens, like the tomatoes, the cabbage, the zucchini, apples, all kind of stuff coming through. And you think, what am I going to do with these zucchinis? Well, I hope you're keeping them and harvesting them when they're about this size. This is when they're the tastiest, when they're the best. If you let them get to be real big, like they look like torpedoes, they just don't have a good flavor. That's not the time. And I know you keep thinking, well, I can't use them right now, so I'll just leave them keep growing. But then they lose. Better to take them off the vine and give them to somebody. And you know, the best way to know is if your friends have had too many is when they see you coming with a zucchini and they go the other way. Don't give it to that guy because they've said, I've had enough up to here. Seriously. No, they're good from the garden now. They're good just to steam, to cook in a skillet with some onions and stuff. It's great. And now's the time to do it. I have to show you this wonderful little gift that came to our at-home offices here at CTV from a wonderful lady named Melanie T-A-P-P-E, Tappy. Okay, and she has tapestry gifts and treasures. And she sent this to me, made this for me, made one for Linda too, who is our associate producer. And she does all kinds of things with wedding invitations. And I think this is just so neat because I have to read this. It says, has my name. And this lady prays before she makes something like this, Lord, what scriptures would you have me to put on to personalize it? And at the top it says, fear not, for I have redeemed you. I have called you by your name, and you are mine. That's the Lord speaking in from Isaiah. Has my name, and then the translation of it, or the meaning, says, pledge of God, truthful one. And then the scripture that God gave her for me was, blessed is she who has believed that what the Lord has said to her will be accomplished. That's from Luke chapter 1, verse 45. You know what? These little gifts like this are just so precious, and that has such meaning, and I want to thank you so much, Melanie. We're going to put her, I think it's on the screen now, her web address. If you're interested in something like this, she has a business, and she's a real blessing, and maybe you'd be interested in looking into it. Thank you from the bottom of our heart, Melanie. We really appreciate it, and this will have a treasure place in my office, you can be sure. Well, stay with us. Right after the hint, we're coming back to start our program, What to Do with a Zucchini. We'll be right back. Here's today's at-home hint. When grating zucchini for recipes, do not remove the stem. It makes a perfect handle and will make it much easier to grate.
For updates, pictures, stories, and more, like us on Facebook. To watch hundreds of classic episodes, subscribe to us on YouTube. And to get hundreds of free recipes, visit ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, to begin with, the first one we're going to do is our zucchini cake. And I've chosen recipes today that you can do now, wrap them well, and put them in your freezer. Bring them out during the holidays or when a friend drops in, or if you just need to take a little something to a neighbor, someone that's shut in or whatever. This would be the time to do things that are coming out of the garden like your zucchini. So we're going to do a cake that would be great to freeze, okay? First of all, we're going to take some sugar, put it in our mixing bowl, and some oil. This would be 1 cup of vegetable, not olive oil. Olive oil would be way too heavy, and it would not be good in this recipe. And we're just going to let that start to mix. The oil takes the place of the fat in a recipe. You usually use butter or Crisco or something like that. The oil is what we're using in this. The oil will keep it more moist, I believe. Then I'm going to add a little bit of vanilla. Okay. And as that creams together, just add 3 eggs, whole eggs. And we're going to let that continue. Now, while that's creaming a little bit, our dry ingredients, they are flour, 3 cups of flour. We have some baking soda, baking powder, ground cinnamon, ground cloves, ground nutmeg. Sounds like a lot, but it really isn't. You know, what I'm just seeing now, I'm not getting all that flavor out of there. Here we go. All right. And last but not least, 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. That's like the Hershey cocoa, you know, you make hot chocolate or fudge or whatever. Okay, so you want to mix those together. And I'm just going to take a fork and blend them well. You say zucchini and chocolate? Yep. It's a chocolate cake. It's wonderful. I'm going to make it in a 13 by 9 pan. Now, before we add the ingredients, the dry ingredients, we're going to take 1 can of crushed pineapple. It's a 20-ounce can. We're going to drain it well. We're going to add that right in, like so. And this is 2 cups of grated zucchini. Need some room to put that in. And you want a nice thin grate on that. You don't want it to be big chunks. If you have a food processor, that would be the perfect thing to use, that blade at the top that shreds. That's what you want to use. So we're just going to let that mix about a little bit. You know what, if you go to the trouble of measuring out for 1, why not measure out for 2 and bake them both and put them in the freezer, wrap them well. That just makes so much sense. You know, if you're going to the trouble of doing it once, do it twice and you save yourself some time and trouble. Now we're going to add our dry ingredients. Now I'm just going to add them all at once because that will finish our batter. It sounds like a lot of ingredients, I know, because, you know, we only used 3 or 4 or 5, but the result of this is so good that you're going to enjoy and be glad that you took the time. It basically is just assembling everything and then putting it together. Process is not hard. How nice, that batter is wonderful. I like to kind of give it one quick, powerful beating, like that. Now, we're going to clean this off. Take the blade out, clean it off as well as we can. You see that zucchini will stick around that blade, but you want to, I'm telling you, it looks good even already, you know, because anything that has chocolate, how could it not be good, right? That's one of those yummy yummies. Okay, now what we'll do, okay, did they booby trap? Oh, here we go. Sometimes they booby trap stuff, you know. I never know till I get to that point. Now we're going to add a cup of pecans or walnuts. Just drop those in. We don't want to put them in with the mixer because that beats it too hard. And a cup of raisins. Okay? And we'll just fold those in with our spatula. Tell you, this is a hearty cake. Oh boy. What you'd want to do with this is preheat the oven. Have a greased and floured 13 by 9. I was thinking today we could probably even do this in a bundt pan. You would just have to adjust the timing of how long it bakes, and you'd have to keep testing it. But I think it'd be pretty as a bundt cake. So this gives you a lot of batter, and we're going to pour that right into our prepared baking dish. Now you're going to preheat the oven to 325 degrees. That's a little lower than normally we bake everything at 350, but there is a reason. Something like this that has a lot, it's a heavier, like you don't, like in the lighter cakes you need the air to lift it. This is a denser batter, so you won't need the higher heat to do it. It almost needs a slower heat so that it cooks longer for it to lift. I don't know if that makes sense or not, but I know what I'm trying to say. Can you get it, Mike? Did you get it? Okay. Could you explain to me what I just said? Anyway, all right.
Take how much time?
Yeah. Well, sorry the show's over. Mike's still trying to tell me what I said, which he doesn't have a clue, neither do I. All right, into the oven, and we're going to bake this for 35 to 40, right here. Okay, here we go, Nick. Look good? Yeah. All right, so the cake's in the oven. Now you could also put a really nice cream cheese icing on that if you want to when you serve it. Now, the next one we're going to do is a pie. And this one, you have to have a 9-inch, be a really big pie, a 9-inch crust, unbaked. I kind of like to use the metal pan. And we have our ingredients ready. We're going to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to show you the filling. We'll be right back.
If you love At Home with Arlene Williams, then subscribe to our YouTube channel. We have hundreds of episodes with all your favorite recipes, holidays, and friends.
Say hi to your fan club. Hi, fan club.
And don't forget to click the bell so you'll never miss another episode of At Home.
Well, we've just lined our pan, our 9-inch pie pan, with a pie crust that's going to hold our zucchini pie. And the filling for this goes into a blender. You take 1.5 cups of cooked zucchini, and all I did was just cut it in small pieces, add a little water to it, put it on until it was fork tender. You don't want it mushy, you just want it soft, okay? Drain the water off, and then add that to the blender. All right? Now, to that, we're going to add 3/4 cup of sugar. I love this because everything goes in the blender at one time. And 2 tablespoons of cornstarch to thicken. We know that helps to thicken anytime we use that, or flour. 2 large eggs, which I have right here. And 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This is so simple, I'm telling you. 1 can of a large can of evaporated milk, like so, and a pinch of salt. Okay, and that's it. And all we're going to do is put this on until it pulverizes. Now we want to stop because I can see that there's something there that hasn't got mixed in with it. So you want to take something, go down the edge. Just make sure that everything is being blended well. You don't want some things to come out in a lump when it's supposed to be nice and creamy and smooth. So we're going to give it another pulse. There we go. And now, can you believe how simple this is? I'm telling you, all we do now is take this and pour it right into our pie shell. Isn't it beautiful green? Love it. Just to the top. Isn't it nice how it fills it all? And then on top of that, we're going to sprinkle some nutmeg. Yeah. It's going to be good, isn't it? Oh, yeah. I think so, too. Excuse me, we're having a conversation. Don't mind us. We're just talking. Yeah, I figure that one day I'm going to walk in here and it's not going to be At Home with Arlene Williams. It's going to be At Home with the crew, and I'll be running the camera. That's going to be a treat. Me running a camera will really be a treat. Okay, I'm going to open my oven because you can see that pie shell is very full, and we don't want any accidents. So, open your oven. You could also bring your pie shell over, put it on the shelf, and then pour your filling in if you feel like you can't make it over there without spilling. Now, that's going to bake at 425 for 10 minutes. I'm going to set my timer. And then at 10 minutes, you're going to reduce your temperature in your oven to 350. Let me make sure. 10 minutes, that's right. And then it bakes for 20 minutes more. Total baking time would be about 30 minutes, okay? Well, let's see. We got the cake in the oven. We got the pie in the oven. What else should we make? How about bread? Zucchini bread is like, next to banana bread, is probably my favorite. And it's so versatile, so easy to do, and so delicious. And I have learned to make it this time of the year in all different size pans. Now, this recipe I'm going to give you today makes 2 regular size, which would be this bread pan size. But you can make them. Look, I just brought a few of different sizes here. These are the ones I use from home, and these foil you can reuse over and over and over. They never, well, they do get shabby after a while, but you can use them, okay? Let's start to make it. Now, I'm going to move some of my stuff over here. Okay, 3 cups of flour and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. These are the dry ingredients for the bread. Baking soda, salt, baking powder, cinnamon. Okay, get rid of those. And again, we'll just blend those up with a fork, like so. Basically, you start out the cake or the breads with the same ingredients. You have a butter or a lard or an oil of some kind, and you mix a sugar with it. That's the basis for these. Here we have the oil again. And again, I think that's because it keeps it moist. And just want to make sure I have it all together. And then we do the sugar, which is 2 cups of sugar, because this makes a lot. Okay. And some eggs. Now, you want to be sure that you use a large egg, not an extra large. We don't want the extra large. It gets too much moisture in there. Like so. And again, we're going to use a mixer. Glad we have so many mixers on this set. Keeps the show moving, right, Mike? Okay, we blend the oil and the sugar again. Add the eggs, like so. Now we're going to add this very slowly to the mixture. And I'm going to do this with one hand. This ought to be interesting. Okay, a little bit at a time. Going to make a beautiful 2 loaves of bread, which is nice, because if you go to the trouble, you want to get the maximum out of what you're doing. 2 loaves is great. I'm going to stop this for a minute here, because I don't want anything going on the floor. And I know my limitations. Okay? All right, now we do it. Here we go. Once this is mixed very well, we're going to add some sour cream and vanilla, which should lighten up the batter. Right now it's very thick. You can see that. Quite thick. There we go. And now we're going to add some sour cream and some vanilla. Here's our vanilla. Here's the sour cream. And again, that will lighten it up beautifully. Okay. Give it another beat just to make sure that incorporates in the batter really well. There we go. Now, we do our zucchini right in, like that. And you know what? I'm going to add some raisins and some nuts, whole nuts in this one. Somebody told me that the whole nuts, if you put that in, keeps the batter moister, doesn't dry out so quickly. Might be something to think about. And I'm just going to stir this. When I get it completely stirred, we're going to put it into our prepared pans, put it in the oven. This bakes at 350 for 1 hour and 20 minutes. Long time, but check it after 1 hour and then just go every 10 minutes after that. Well, we'll be right back after the hint. Stay tuned. We'll see you in just a minute.
To get all the recipes from today's show, plus hundreds of others, just click the link in the video description or visit our website, ctvn.org/at-home.
Well, today it was zucchini, and we have finished 3 dishes that really you could make them and put them in your freezer. You want to be sure that you wrap well and airtight. If you're making the breads, don't put foil against the bread. You want to use a plastic wrap first and then the foil. Make sure they seal tight. And then mark on the outside what it is and when you made it, and put it in your freezer, in the coldest part, probably in the bottom. If you have a chest freezer or an upright, that's better than the one on top of your refrigerator, okay? Here we are with our wonderful zucchini bread, and look how beautifully moist that looks. And it tastes wonderful, those raisins and the walnuts, just delicious. Makes 2 nice size loaves. Remember, you can make smaller loaves too. And then our cake. We did put a cream cheese icing on this. You can see this makes a big, beautiful cake. Still a little bit too warm to cut. I really wanted to cut it for you, but it's still too warm, so you'll just have to trust me when I tell you that is a delicious, moist cake, and it stays moist. You say, what can I do with this? Cut it in half and freeze half of it. And then our zucchini pie, beautiful with nutmeg. Zucchini, 3 different ways. You have your bread, you have your cake, and you have your pie. Hope you'll try them, because I think you're going to enjoy them. And remember, the bounty that's coming now, make some stuff and put in the freezer. So be sure to join us the next time, because it just wouldn't be the same without you here at home. We'll see you then.
Food provided by McGinnis Sisters Special Food Stores in Brentwood and Monroeville. Taste the world.
Don't forget to click the subscribe button so you'll never miss another episode of At Home. Thank you for watching.
Cornerstone Television wishes to thank all our faithful viewers whose consistent prayers and financial support have made this program possible.